Welcome back to another episode of Stoppage Time TV. We're back live in the flesh. Myself, Mayo, my bro Fuad, and Culture Cams from the Culture. International break, but we're still live in the flesh. So that is YouTube, that is Soundcloud, Spotify, all of that lovely stuff. Make sure you subscribe so the content comes straight to you. The streets haven't been saying much because everyone's, abroad, doing their thing, but a lot of stuff has come out that I think we need to discuss.
Yeah.
There's a publication called Football Tribunal, and they make this list, right? And essentially, it's the top 20 coaches in Europe. And I was looking through the list, and I was perplexed. I saw Sarri as fourth.
Boy.
I saw Ole amongst the top 20. I didn't even know Walter Mazzari was still managing.
I didn't even know he did it.
Wow.
I didn't know
He was still managing. You know them
Was he
Watford.
at Torino or something?
Yeah, that Watford alumni. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Brendan Rodgers managed to sneak into the top 10.
10. Whoa.
Top 10, yeah. He sneaked into the top 10.
He's a good manager.
He's a good manager.
He's
yeah.
a good manager,
Good
but
manager.
top
Yeesh.
10.
Top 10's a bit gas.
That's spicy.
But I was looking at it and I thought to myself, you know what? We need to have a conversation about this. We talk a lot about players, but managers are an integral part of football. Who would be in your top 5 managers? And this is a bit of a loose question. I'm not going to say top 5 managers currently in employment for obvious reasons, but who would be in your top 5 managers at the moment?
I don't even think the top 5 is that difficult. I think there's 4 shoo-ins, I think.
Yeah, who's
Pep,
that?
Klopp,
Yeah.
Simeone and Conte for me.
Yeah. Okay,
4 shoo-ins straight away into the top 5.
Yeah.
Pep, Klopp, Conte, Simeone. Like the level of work they've done over the last 10 years or so can't be doubted. I think the 5th one is probably I struggled a little bit, but I would have gone Jose. Pure and simply for legacy purposes for me. I think right now, I think a lot of top clubs would still take him. I think the track record of what he's done is not bad. I actually think it's great up until United, you could probably say.
And up until he finished 10th with Chelsea.
Oh yeah, but that was players down in tools. We've gone
we
there.
We don't need to say that. I mean, you can't. How can you talk about legacy? But then, what about recent legacy of Zidane winning 3 Champions Leagues?
You could say that, but then with Zidane, for me, I think the lack of league titles, and I think we've always said with the Champions League, Ronaldo was there, and then this season we'll see. I mean, they've already started and had 2 draws.
Like he's gonna drown still.
Did you see what I'm saying?
He's looking in trouble. I ain't gonna lie.
100%. And he's had his summer to spend and have all his guys.
So
there's no excuses this year for Zidane.
Yeah.
So for me, this will be the testing year for Zidane.
But who would be? Because you said that you agree with 4. So who would be your 5th? It's not Jose.
It's not.
Zidane?
I think I've got either Poch or I've got Allegri. Allegri did his thing at Juventus. Obviously, he took over. He took over Conte's team.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, he took over Conte's team,
But
which
he still
is
did
obviously
work.
Conte's work. But
He
then
did.
he's the one that got them to the finals. And he unfortunately he lost to the 2 of the greatest players ever in their teams.
Yeah.
So I kind of got to give him credit. I don't really rate his style of football and stuff. Don't get twisted. It's not like I'm in love with what he done, but I can't argue with what he does. And then you got to talk about Poch. Obviously, he's going through a dreadful run right now, but considering what he did last season, considering how he's changed Spurs, he's kind of done it at a similar level to how Klopp has done to Liverpool, except when Klopp actually won.
100%. Yeah.
So I've got in 2019, Poch is absolutely a better manager than Jose Mourinho, man. Come on, man. What the hell?
I'll be honest with you. I've always said if ever the day comes Poch goes, I'll happily open the doors for Jose.
Bro, you can't be taking
Roll the red carpet out.
Nah.
Seriously?
Big winner.
I wouldn't.
Big winner. Everywhere he goes, he wins.
Alright,
and
cool.
if there's one
So
thing
What
that's
did he win
Spurs
at
are
Man
missing,
U? What did he win at United?
He won a few domestic.
Then baby
few minor
cups.
trophies.
Baby cups.
What
you were celebrating them.
Man, them were saying that we won a treble. I swear.
Do you remember the fake treble?
Exactly. But on your point about you would take Jose, the reason why that's interesting for me is if you look at Man United, right? Man United went from a place where they had Ferguson and then needed like some sort of solidity going forward. It didn't happen. Then brought in Jose to try and win things straight away. Do you reckon that based on where Spurs are at the moment, that would be the right decision?
Yeah. And
With the players you have right now, would that
actually
not
think
disrupt anything that Pochettino's
I
potentially
hear what you're
built?
saying, but this is if Poch was to leave. So for me, I think Poch is now almost at the stage where this season is a real testing season to see has he hit his limit with this team. And it's one of those, if he was to leave, I think the one thing Poch is missing throughout all of this, and the reason why I don't want to put him in the top 5 is because
Trophies.
he's yet to win
Yeah,
anything.
trophies.
And it's like with Klopp, with Simeone, they've all done it with these smaller, lesser teams, smaller budget, but they've still won leagues.
So
They've still won
how
cups.
have you got it in your order? Because I've got it as Pep the best,
Yeah.
easily the best.
Yeah.
He's probably the only manager in history that can maybe chat to Fergie for me. So it's a debate potentially.
Only?
You
With
can
me-
open
with
a
me-
you can
Okay.
open a debate. Personally, I think he's cleared Mourinho's legacy now. I think
Just
so.
about.
I think Klopp I've got
Just about.
second. Nah, I don't think it's just
Go on.
about anymore. But I got
Klopp
Klopp second and I got Simeone third.
Yes.
The reason I got
Yep.
Simeone.
Yes.
So mine for Simeone is that I know he doesn't necessarily win the league and stuff.
But he's broken
what
the
he-
mold.
what he's
Champions League
broken the mold.
finals.
He's
Yeah.
disruptive. He's
I just-
disruptive.
I think when you look at like his feat, other than like Leicester winning the league, being the manager to break
the
prime Ronaldo and
Messi.
Messi, Barcelona, and
It
Real
takes
Madrid
some
teams,
doing.
that's an unbelievable. That's like.
Do you know what I
ridiculous.
give
And the
him
thing is,
respect
it's
is for as
also-
well?
Go on.
It's not talked about a lot, but you have to remember where Pochettino has built up a team, right? Simeone's had to build up a team. This season, he's had
I've
to.
got them. I think they're going to win the league this
I
year.
think they could, and that would be
They're
such a
a
feat
good shout,
because
yeah.
he's got rid of like the span of his team.
Yeah.
He always finds really good players. He develops players.
Just look at
Some-
the forward line. that they've had over
Recently,
the years.
they've kind of spent a bit of cash and whatnot.
Yeah.
But rightly so, they've got a good stadium
It's
now. They
now
can
at
have
the
a
point
bit
where
of
you
cash.
can, yeah.
They
I
have
think
to
I
compete.
literally
He's
think they're a
literally-
Diego Costa good season away from winning the league. He needs to turn up this
easily,
season.
yeah.
But obviously, there's Messi is Messi. He's gonna be near
He's
it,
gonna be
near
on
and
it.
bouts
And
there. You know what I
yeah.
mean? But
he's got the gang of Griezmann
Exactly.
and them and with him as well.
I'd
But
agree with that
I
order,
think
though.
I've got them.
the
I've
fact
got
that
them
agree with
down.
that
Griezmann
order,
is
yeah.
constantly in that conversation that league goes to show, and it's like it goes back to what we said about Zidane. Zidane's had really good teams, but has not managed to do anything in the league.
He won the league once.
He
He
won
won it once. I'll give him
But
that.
even-
Come on,
yeah.
man. Like,
But
people gotta
with
give him
the
a little bit of
Zidane
credit.
point now, I've noticed that with managers now, there seems to be trends. With Zidane, right? If Zidane doesn't do anything in the league soon, it will go back to this thing where people talk about, he was just a Champions League merchant.
Or Cristiano
A little
carried
bit
him,
like
innit?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
in a way where
Pochettino.
Ancelotti before he went Chelsea.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
Ancelotti,
Nah,
Ancelotti's up there,
doing
but
what
for
at
me, lack of
Napoli?
league
He's not even
titles for
doing
me.
nothing. Nah,
And
nah.
it's for me the fact that he's now at Napoli. It's like I don't know.
Sarri's about to school him off this
That's
season
what I'm
as
saying.
well. So
Like they've
Sarri's about to school him off. So nah.
on this-
in 2019, I'm taking Sarri over Ancelotti.
That's-
I think
I-
Ancelotti's stock has fallen a little bit. And I
Ancelotti
think
doesn't
Sarri
even
on,
re-
Sarri on
I
what
don't
merit
know.
though? On the merit that he has a footballing philosophy, or on what?
He's
on
a
what
good
merit?
coach. He's a good coach. He went and done a good job at Chelsea last season, and now he's gonna go and add
The
himself
reason,
some
the reason I'm
titles.
asking is,
Yeah,
it goes
He's a
back
good
to your touch
manager.
point.
I wouldn't. Don't get twisted. I wouldn't have him in the top 5.
No. I get
But,
it. I
you
totally
know.
get it. But it goes back to your touch point in terms of where you said you wouldn't have Poch on because he hasn't won trophies. Going to Chelsea's I wouldn't call it a cheat code, but with a Chelsea squad that's just won stuff, you should win at least a trophy.
Yeah.
Which is his return.
Which is what he did.
If you took Pochettino and put him with that Chelsea squad, he probably wins a trophy as well. So based
don't
on
know. I don't know.
No, I
If
think
you
he
what?
does.
If you what?
I think
I
he
don't
does.
know,
If you
because
see,
that's
if
what
you,
I-
what's the
I think-
question?
I would say the
What would you
Spurs-
say if you see?
I think if
if-
Pochettino was at Chelsea, based
Last
on how
season.
Chelsea are, Chelsea
Yeah.
he wins a trophy with Chelsea.
I don't know. Because
I
I'll
think
be
that-
real with you. For me, in the
no.
big
I genuinely
games,
think that.
tactically, I've always questioned Poch. And against
yeah,
Arsenal
Okay,
in the
so
Europa League
6-0.
final, I don't know if
So
Poch would have
6-0.
gone, I don't know, a
So
diamond or
Sarri's
some
six-
shit.
yeah,
Sarri's
yeah.
6-0. Sarri's 6-0.
Yeah, he's had a
slappings.
couple of 6-0s. Don't get me wrong. He's had a
In
couple
general,
of
if you
slappings.
look at his Napoli times, he's had a couple of
Sarri
shaky.
did a really good
question
job,
game.
man. He did a really
That-
good
I-
job.
yeah, I think his
disputing that. I'm
Chelsea job
playing
is-
devil's advocate in terms of if Sarri, goes higher based on winning like one trophy.
Yeah.
Now, but we can't say that because Poch has won nothing.
Nothing. Zero.
So
Okay,
we
fair.
can't even. And
Nada.
he's had a good squad. It's not like Chelsea scored a way better.
What he's
The
done,
difference.
what
The
he's done
difference
is
they had
he's
was
changed the
Hazard.
culture of a club, but he's not
Yeah.
actually brought any
So,
success.
I have a very quick question on this then. In terms of how big is the influence on trophies in this? Because let's say Pochettino was to win a trophy today. Does that suddenly change where everyone's ranked?
No,
Nah,
but winning
not-
matters.
not
At
for-
the end of the day, winning will always matter,
Yeah.
no matter
And then
what.
what is this judged? Is this judged on philosophy,
This
legacy?
is just, for me, it's the
trophies?
task of the job you have at hand, the how much you've won, and then also if you've actually changed the culture of a club like Liverpool when he came in under Rodgers and then completely revamped it to what it is now.
Yeah.
Pep, when he came in, took over from Manuel Pellegrini, completely changed it now.
So is that why Ollie's top 20? Because when he came,
they're looking like they're nosediving, bro.
How can Ollie be top 20 when he's just about what 18th in the Prem,
bro?
In the Prem alone, and he's gonna be in the top 20 in the world.
Only Steve Bruce is
Bro,
worse
that's
than
what I'm saying.
him.
If they're
Now
gonna
that man
put
are trying to tell me he's top 20.
No,
No.
now the Watford guy got sacked, so maybe Ollie's moved up like one rank. You know, I'm trying to say 17th or something. 17th in Prem. Who is it? Kiko Foreign.
Ain't he been there
Oh,
before?
yeah, he's
That's
back
the
to
second
18th.
time, innit?
Yeah,
Back
so
to 18th. That's crazy. That is crazy.
just a quick one on this. They had Klopp first, Guardiola second,
That's a disrespect.
Simeone.
No, I think they're going off just last
Third.
season. He won the Champions League, and Champions League will always
But even
be a little bit
but
more.
even so,
does the
It'll
domestic
be way
treble.
more. Back-to-back
Even so.
finals. That's what they're crediting at.
No, but
I'm
even-
just going off what I think they're saying.
even so,
Who? Klopp.
Klopp got schooled by Poch last season.
Who?
Klopp
Got-
got schooled by Poch. By Pep last season.
No, but I'm talking he won the Champions League.
terms
That's
of-
probably why they put him. They see
Yeah.
the Champions League as a bigger trophy than the league.
Competition for
Four competitions,
things, and
yeah.
Pep won 3 of the 4.
Carabao and all of that. Nobody cares.
so what?
Nah,
They've
I
got
agree,
Klopp,
I agree.
Klopp first, Pep second,
Yeah.
Diego third, Sarri fourth, and then the fifth one. I don't like when people try to do this stuff.
The Jose.
Nangelsmann.
Nangelsmann's fifth, and I don't.
He's a good coach.
He's a good coach, but not yet.
again,
He's like Poch.
This is why I asked.
Yeah. Next United manager.
He's not won anything
Next
yet.
United manager, trust me. fam.
What?
Question.
Yeah.
Is Poch even better than Ajax's manager?
Yeah.
Who?
Yes.
Is who better than
He's
Ajax
better
He's
than
only
manager?
Eric
been
Ten
at Ajax
Hag.
for 1 year.
He's better than Eric
He's got
Ten
to a
Hag.
semi-final and then lost to Poch.
He's better. He's better than Eric Ten Hag.
Poch going to the final. He's basically done. I don't know why he should be a top 5.
But
I
Do
don't-
you watch?
But
Do you watch Eredivisie?
Maybe. To
Do
be
you
honest,
watch
maybe that might be.
Eredivisie? Okay,
That
cool.
might be. That Tuesday, that might be okay. I think he's better than this Ten Hag guy. Innit? I can't really talk about him, but maybe that might be a little bit of Prem bias or like what you see more in terms of the Poch
Pochettino?
situation. But
No,
yeah, that's
Poch
why I
Hair-
said.
No, Poch Hair is ranked 15th.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
They've ranked Rodgers.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
But Jardim's got
But
the bottom
the
of
thing is,
table now.
but the
That's
thing is, yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
These guys just don't sustain any level of like
None.
decent consistency. Like you
And-
get some that come then and go
That
like sales and shit.
the thing is,
Because they're smaller clubs, people come and buy.
but
Yeah,
this
that's
goes
fact,
back.
that's fact,
But
that's
this goes back.
Nah, Monaco got
this-
raided.
That
Monaco
ain't
got
their
raided.
fault.
Yeah.
Whose fault is that?
But this goes back to the question I asked initially
Mbappe
because
and that, innit?
if you look at managers now, in terms of Ferguson, Mourinho and Guardiola are probably kind of the last of that sort of crop where you are judged based on your legacy and your trophy winning ability. Now it's kind of the fact that Nangelsmann is fifth here. It's based on
Culture change.
culture
Yeah,
changes
yeah.
and this and that because what they're trying to take into account is not everyone's going to dominate a league for 20 years going forward now.
And it's
Which is
fair.
why
I get
now a lot of coaches like signing Sarri will sign because of his football philosophy. Chelsea have got Lampard now because of the way it's not because they've got a history of winning things. And
He's got to move on, innit? All these
Time to move-
olden days
Ollie, look
managers,
at Ollie.
like look, all
There's
these,
no
but it's
reason why
trends,
you
yeah,
guys
all these
trends.
old
Yeah.
managers like
Trends, man.
Ancelotti and that. This is why Pep is the greatest because think about it. From
He's
what
two
this is-
generations.
This is his 10th season as a manager, and he's still on top. Jose Mourinho came through like properly, yeah. 2004. That was like 2003.
2003.
Properly. Okay,
03,
sorry.
Porto.
03,
03,
04. What now? What? Where is Jose now? He's nowhere, fam. He's washed up.
it.
He's
I miss
exactly.
it.
He's washed up. Pep is still on top. Pep is still on top.
Like, please,
And I
someone
can't see
give me a
Pep
job.
falling off. So Pep, that's why I've got Pep as the best.
Is
That's
it Pep's world?
consistency.
Oh, we're just living in it.
It is a Pep
Real
world.
talk.
It is a Pep world. Serious,
But
man.
let's go into another list. So FIFA World 11
The 55 man.
55 list has come up for the first time in 10 years.
Yes,
There's
2009.
more
I like it.
Premier League players than the Liga players.
Okay.
England. England.
So
On top.
this guy,
on
what,
top.
2020.
Boy.
So the conversation is does this mean that the Prem is a better league?
League?
Or are we just seeing a shift from the Prem becoming like what the Liga was?
The
think,
Prem's
yeah.
coming. The Prem is back, you know. The Prem is back.
I don't think
I
so.
think
The
here's
Prem
a-
is back.
I
I don't
The
think
Prem
so.
is back as the top league,
I
man,
don't
in
think
my
so.
opinion.
Here's the thing. I think anytime Barca or Madrid have a little dip, automatically it allows the Premier League to be seen as a top team because
Yeah.
Juve, Bayern and PSG can't respectively carry their leagues individually. We've obviously got more teams. Right now you've got Liverpool who've done back-to-back Champions Leagues
Well,
and then
we've got
City
Champions
who are
League finals.
Champions League finals,
Yes.
sorry, yeah. And then City who are looking like they're
Yeah.
big boys at the minute.
Yeah.
With we've seen both Madrid and Barca start to the season. For me, I think anytime they dip,
the Premier
League just gives it, But it's only because they've stepped down.
I can go one further though. This Liverpool Man City thing, right? We know that no one's going to compete with them. That's what was happening in the Liga for years, and that's why these teams were just Barcelona and Madrid players.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing that's happened now. The team's just going to be Liverpool and City players.
Yeah.
I don't think...
But Spurs got to the final.
Spurs got a couple of players in there. Chelsea got a couple in there.
You're taking into account the four European...
The Premier League dominated Europe. They dominated Europe.
I can hear
you know, this season, like, come on, all English finals, the only time that it's ever happened, Liverpool battered Barcelona, let's not forget. Arsenal battered Valencia, let's not forget. So Liverpool, these are... Do you know what I'm trying to say? And honestly, like, I was looking at the list. Let's be real. Why is Modric there? Why is Varane there? Why is Ramos there? Why is these players? Some Vidal. Where's
Casemiro?
Aubameyang should have been there, to be fair to him. Fabinho should have been there.
Wijnaldum
should have been there. Fernandinho should have been there.
Lucas Moura.
The Premier League got... They got done. They got done. Honestly, like, if you look at it, there's so many of the La Liga players that are in there. Should not have been Arthur Melo.
There is a lot of bias.
Melo.
Now, Arthur played well, I thought, last year.
To be in the
he was
world
bossing that midfield,
in
man.
World 11.
No, he was
their best midfield.
He was
actually
get out
of here, man. Nah.
He's a top player.
Luka Modric, the Ballon d'Or winner, who
can't such a hater of Modric. What do you think about
Tadic? What do you feel like
Tadic? Nah, he deserved it.
Tadic,
my man scored like nearly 40 goals.
Right? Cool.
Yeah, he deserves it.
The forwards list as well.
Here's one. I'll be real with you. Neymar. He's missed the entire second half of the season, scored a couple of group stage goals and scored what? Uber Eats League.
Yeah,
and that's meant to be World 11.
There's a lot of
French League, it don't matter. But even then, like, half a season of French League football gets him in the World 11. Like, if I'm honest, Aubameyang should have been in there.
He should have.
You have to remember
with
this, right? If you take Neymar out, there's probably, like, I think offhead, probably like 2 PSG players. Like, as much as this,
they were
as much as
last year.
but as much as this is kind of like, this is about lobbying power in Europe. So
100%.
like, Neymar being
Why
there.
Why are Real Madrid players there? I need answers.
Lobbying power.
I need answers.
It's lobbying power.
Why are Real Madrid players in any of them? Not one. Only Benzema. Is Benzema there? Yeah?
Benzema's
there. Only Benzema should be there. He's the only person that left with his head held high last season.
And the young one, the Brazilian kid.
No.
Who?
Vinicius.
Who?
No, it shouldn't be in the list.
Vinicius.
Head held high.
Yeah.
Fair enough, bro.
Everyone else.
Wait, go to goalkeepers quickly. Go to goalkeepers.
Why is? I'll be real with you. I don't understand why De Gea.
My heart almost dropped. I thought Courtois might be there.
Why is De Gea?
Courtois was there. I would have left.
Why is De Gea on that list? I'll be real with you.
Man.
The last year, De Gea has not been great.
No, De Gea shouldn't be there either. A lot of things I think they just after a while do name brand.
Listen, I'm not even lying to you. I think Kepa should be in there.
No.
Kepa should
be on the. Oh yeah, that's right. He should be on the managers list.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, in terms of the shift, I think it is the Premier League shift. As I said it last week. I think City and Liverpool are the 2 best teams in the world. Personally, yeah. Obviously, Liverpool have done that back-to-back all English final. I mean, how can you argue against
it? Comes
that
like
now?
we say, it comes in swings and roundabouts, and it's one of those now. I think the momentum is swinging towards the Prem, and for the next 2-3 years, I can't see it.
Arsenal didn't even finish in the Champions League, and they brushed Valencia like that.
That's true.
Light work. That was light work. Aubameyang grabbed a Hattie.
Yeah,
I think it was high.
Come on, from a time Aubameyang's grabbed a Hattie.
Atletico could probably win the league.
The opposition is a little bit weak. But you know what I mean?
I think. Wait, how many Atletico players go into this?
not many.
See, but if they're gonna put Tadic here, then why don't they put people like João Felix in that? I'd rather João Felix there than who's there?
But I don't think
Modric.
Modric. Benfica didn't do much.
Nah, he's not in there.
Van Beek's not in there. He actually had a wicked season last year
as
well.
It's
big
season.
Yeah,
it's so name brand. Ziyech as well. Was he not hard last season?
Hey, is he not there?
No,
that's ridiculous.
But
yeah,
he was there. Modric.
Obviously, De Jong got in there because he's moved to Barcelona.
Yeah, Barcelona. He's got the big move.
He's got the clout. Yeah, it's unfair, man.
Casemiro, I'm sorry, I can't.
Who?
Like Madrid fans were calling out for him to be dropped, and now you're telling me
and you're putting him ahead of Fabinho.
Fabinho brought
ridiculous.
Liverpool fans weren't happy about that. So
it's a joke.
I would say yeah.
Is that shift gonna continue this year in terms of Premier League?
I can't see City this season.
How many Man United players on the list?
De Gea still.
2.
De Gea
on Pogs.
Oh, what Pogba's there? Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Generational Talent.
Let me not say too much.
Oh, wow.
No, but I think the shift is now official, and it's one of those. I can see it for the next 2-3 years. I can't see Liverpool dropping off. I can't see City. Like, City better be coming for Europe.
No, 100%.
Well.
But those two teams, everyone else now, because we're saying league for league.
It's a mess.
League for league. What do you mean? As in, like, you're talking about all the from the.
Because in terms of, I'm saying, is the Premier League head and shoulders above La Liga? Because I know City and Liverpool are there.
City and Liverpool are cancelling out Madrid and Barca. Let's just say that.
Okay, let's say it's okay.
Atletico will probably beat whoever's third in the Prem right now. I'll be honest, But then after that, I give everything to the Prem. I give everything to the Prem. I'm talking all the way down to 20th. All the way down to 20th.
I don't really know. I can't really tell.
Even them Eibars and them Elches.
No, you don't want to back them, man.
With their 6,000 stadiums.
You don't want to butt them, man.
You
don't want to butt them, man. That man can pop Spurs, What do you mean?
Go on, bring it.
Them teams can ball. I mean, I'd fancy Eibar over Aston Villa. Probably.
Aston Villa.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't really know. Like, you don't really know.
You say you're not backing your boy Grealish now? He can't mix it with the Spaniards now.
You can't really too much.
The tech is too much now.
You can't really like tell from that. But the thing that I knew we were gonna say something like Real Madrid, Barcelona, you're gonna cancel those.
Yeah.
So that's why I looked at the Europa League. Yeah. And Chelsea and Arsenal dominated it.
Bopped them,
And that's the only. That's why I'm going to it there, man.
If you look at it, Chelsea,
more players and Premier League players.
I wouldn't say Chelsea walked the Europa League. Actually, no, we did. Let me not be humble. We actually did Europa League.
Yeah.
We walked. Hazard didn't play. Hazard got player of the tournament, and he didn't play.
Nah.
Yeah.
Like 3 games.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
So,
the only thing that's annoying is that no matter how good the Premier League if Real Madrid and Barcelona come calling,
just wake up.
All
they got to do is wake up out of their slumber.
Leave. They can just take our best players.
Transfers.
I said some City. I think they can. Maybe Liverpool now. Actually, to be fair, can they just poach Liverpool and City's players anymore? I don't think.
No.
I don't
think
they can.
Salah right now, I can't see him going to Madrid.
But
Mane maybe he's a little bit vexed.
Mane, he's throwing his little tantrums.
You know what I mean?
But that goes into our previous discussion. I don't think that's purely based on the club. I think a huge influence on that is the manager. Why would you leave Pep? Why would you leave Klopp?
I was gonna say, good things that you said that. I was gonna say as well, we got the best managers collectively. We got the best managers in this country as well. So I think that's why that's another thing. Pep, Klopp, Poch. That's a good. Who's the manager of Valverde? Come on, man. Come on. You know what I'm saying? The best managers are here. The best managers are here. So I think that's another reason.
They've got those hybrid young guys. Like a lot of the managers from the Basque region are good managers, but they're coaches. They're like all of these new guys.
Yeah.
But anywho, let's get into the big one now. This is something that the streets have been asking for a long time, since our little drug bar and Henry debacle. Sergio Aguero. Sergio Aguero
blew this place up.
Real talk on some real violent vibe here. It just came to disrupt the whole. I was there.
I like that move, man.
Aguero. Stat came out recently. 100 goals, 134 appearances underneath Pep Guardiola, right? Something like that.
That's ridiculous.
But where does he rank in the conversation in terms of best strikers in Prem? In terms of if you think Henry, Shearer, where does Aguero rank? Is he in that conversation first and foremost?
Definitely.
And then if he's in that conversation, where does he rank amongst the elite in the Premier League?
Boy. 1, 2, or 3. That's all I'm saying. I'll put it this way. If I'm honest, I look at it as the greatest in the Prem for me is between him and Henry. And it's one of those, the only thing that's going is the fact that his legacy's still ongoing. Like, he's got, 170, Prem goals in 246 all-time or whatever. Yeah. And then it's like, you think of it, in the Prem's, the biggest, most dramatic moment in Prem history, he's got it. Every season he's been at City, he's not scored less than 25 in all competitions, I think, except the second season he was there or something. So he's got the numbers. And you take into account what he's been there 9 years now. He's got the best goals to game ratio in Prem history.
100 and... What are you talking about? Minutes per goal?
Minutes per goal.
107 minutes.
Bro, it is mad. Clear Shearer by a mile. And he's just above Kane and
Do you know,
Henry.
my massive issue with this is, right?
But also, take into account, he's been almost injured for 2 months every single season.
My issue with this,
mad,
the massive issue I have with this is you have to try and look at these things in isolation, which is so hard. Because I generally think if Aguero spoke English more and was more visible,
bro,
it's a different conversation.
that has killed him.
It has finished him because you don't see him doing like press this or FIFA cover this. And whether you like it or not, self-promotion makes massive things. Because when Henry was on top, Henry was rightly on top, but Henry was everywhere. Every kid wanted to be Henry because he was everywhere. Everywhere. Yeah. Aguero's been doing stuff and he's still not everywhere. It's kind of like this, that. Yeah. Injury is a major part of it as well. He hasn't won a golden boot.
No, he's got one. Bro, he's got one. 2014.
But here's the thing.
But even that one was at the last minute.
Didn't he get in? It was last year, not the first time he was in Team of the Year as well.
Yeah. Yep. Like, the way I see it though, like
he's been slighted a lot for a long time.
With Aguero in his time here, like obviously Aguero is crazy. His stats are ridiculous. He's gonna score more goals than Henry. No, it's not even that he's been playing for City. Let's think about it. In Aguero's time here, how many seasons has he actually been the outright best striker in the league? Van Persie outshined him. Harry Kane has outshined him a couple times. Suarez done him over a couple times. Like, he's not... we can big him up for his consistency. Aguero is mad consistent. That's what he's got above Van Persie and all these guys. But player for player in seasons... Man have done in Aguero.
Again, that goes for me. Real. That goes to the injury.
The injury thing, bro. Like a lot of the times, he will be tearing the first half of the season, and then come like January, he'll be out for like a month.
But okay, but we're talking about legacies right now. That's part of his legacy.
I feel this is what another big issue for him, because at the end of the day, right, if you've played 15 games and you get like 27 goals, and you're getting like a hat trick or 4 goals, generally people are gonna say, "Oh, okay." So that hat trick was against his top 6 return is immaculate.
Yeah, I saw it.
But people say that you got 3 goals against a Birmingham City or something. People is gonna associate with him just stat padding.
Yeah, Aguero is not a stat padder.
He's not. But if you look at again, this one
big moments, big games.
You can't look into stats.
Yeah.
Because people will say that he got his goals.
Aguero's got goals in the Champions League, but he hasn't got a standout moment.
Standout moment. I'm not saying that. No.
But his best moment is a hat trick against Bayern in the group stage.
We're talking Premier League. Do you know what Henry?
Do
you know what
but
Henry
City
has
as
on
a
him
whole?
as well?
I don't think
we're talking strike here, but what Henry has on him as well is that Henry came, started his thing on the wing, went in the middle, did his thing consistently. He was the guy. I don't know what that says about the quality of the Prem at the time.
No, Premier League was stronger back then than it is now.
He did his thing. I don't want to add the assist into this because ultimately I think that's dependent on the way your team plays. Like,
I don't. He's the ultimate striker.
Do you know
he's the ultimate striker?
Because in terms, Aguero doesn't need to assist anyone in Pep's system.
No, but I mean,
do you get where I'm coming from? In terms of the difference with Henry, right? The way Henry played with Perez and them, man, like the passes were like before goal. Arsenal were literally passing the ball into the net. So Henry could have scored, pass it to Henry. Remember when they did Middlesbrough 7-0?
Yeah.
And how many assists did he get that day? Like, I think it was like 3 or 4. Yeah. Like the way they played football was adequate to do that.
But like with
Aguero's still got 44 assists, you know.
Yeah.
He's still got 44 assists, so it's not like he doesn't assist.
Bro, for someone his height as well, how strong he is, how he's able to hold up the ball. Like he's been
endomorph.
Even if you look at him, like the way he's shaped, like he's been playing leading City's front line as the main man by himself for how long? And it's like not many strikers are able to do that.
With the Pep record as well.
He's had to change his style since Pep has come in.
He's had to play second fiddle for a bit as well.
He's always adapted to the league. That's one thing I like. And if you look at it, when he first came, nobody really knows this, but when he first came, you know, he wasn't a natural 9. Like he was the support guy for Forlan when he was at Atletico Madrid, and he's had to become this potent number 9. Yeah,
I feel like I would have him as I have him as number 2. I have him as number 2. Henry, like let's give Henry his credit.
Flowers,
like, I've even got things written down.
Let's give him his flowers.
5 seasons in a row, he scored 24 goals or more. Yeah,
in the league.
In the league, 5 seasons in a row, he's got a 20. He's got a 24 goal, 20 assist season.
That's a double.
That's a double. That's a record. He's still no one's beaten 20 assists.
Still beat that.
The guy was like, the ultimate finisher, the ultimate playmaker. He could dribble, he could run faster than anyone, he could pass better than anyone. He could do anything. And let's think, in that invincible season, which is one of the greatest achievements in Prem, he just gave us a 30. He just gave us 30. Light 30. Light 30 while they won the league. Like, the guy was, if you were young and growing up, Henry, if Henry wasn't your idol, I need to have a
I'm a Spurs fan, and I'm telling you, that was
like,
my hero.
The guy, like, he's been in the Premier League. Look, you were just talking about the team of the year. Henry's only been in that 6 times, mate. Yeah, I mean, he's been in that 6 times. He's got 2 Player of the Years. And let's think about it. You said 107 minutes, right? For Aguero, minutes per goal.
Yeah.
The era that Henry was playing in, goals weren't flying in like the way they do now.
4-5-0.
Now you get average players getting 22, 23 goals a season. You know what I'm trying to say? Them times, if you got 25 goals a season, you were a big dog. And he's got 122 minutes per goal. So he's still up there. If you look at the list of the minutes per goal, everyone is still currently playing. Yeah. Henry's the only one that's not playing. So that just shows how he was on a different level to everyone else. He made Van Nistelrooy. He made Van Nistelrooy not eat the Prem. He made Van Nistelrooy not eat. Van Nistelrooy.
He was panicking the night
before.
before.
The only season Van Nistelrooy got Golden Boot is when Henry decided, do you know what? I'm just going to give you 24 and 20. Like, come on. Like, the only... Van Nistelrooy got 25 goals. Henry got 24. And you know Henry probably gave away a few penalties that season to Perez.
The thing is,
he's a different level to anything, man.
If you look at style of play, as well, Henry was just so graceful. Like, you would watch him and you'd be like, you know what? Aguero's a machine. Like, Aguero's a unit, if you look at the goals that Aguero outside the box, in the box, any angle, boom, boom, boom. But Henry was just so graceful with it. Like, the guy could dribble. The guy could... Bro, like...
You love this French things, innit? I always like a French thing per episode or something. What the hell?
With the Shearer debate, a lot of people always going to say, yeah, he scored loads of goals and whatnot. But you have to remember that the Premier League was dead and whatnot. At the end,
it wasn't even dead.
That's what. Thank you.
No, I get that. But he's got the longevity of like 16 years or whatever.
Bro, if you gave Henry and Shearer, Henry and Aguero 15 seasons in the Prem, sorry, they're getting 300 goals, mate. Yeah, okay.
Top defenders. And do you know what you
top
have to
defenders? Them man were pub boys though, man. Them man were drinking.
Do you know what I
mean? You
got Tony Adams.
I think the prime of the Prem. I think the prime of the Prem was from the 2000s to about 2010. Let's just say. I'll just give it that decade. I'll give it that decade.
12.
He was doing all right. Like he was playing it. He was playing against alcoholics.
His prime was the 90s, I would say.
Do you know what I mean? Like think about it. Like
what gamblers?
He was playing Yeah, and he did all right in the Champions League. He did well in the Champions League as well. He scored a hat-trick.
I don't care. No. What I'm saying is, do you know what
Bobby Robson, credit for? You know your history, bruv.
I know my history, but we don't credit that.
Fuad was at 14.
What? But we diss Tottenham all the time. But Newcastle was supposed to get credit. I'm just saying.
Bobby. R.I.P. Sir Bobby.
Spurs have invested money.
That's Jose's doing.
This summer they have. Prior to this summer, did they spend money?
Let's stick on topic. Let's stick on topic.
Stop it.
With Shearer.
We're not giving Newcastle.
Shearer played in 42 game seasons as well. He's played 42 game seasons.
That is what I wanted to ask you.
Man,
but what you have to respect about Shearer as well
war era.
A lot of people will say that.
Shearer's cold still.
Man said Shearer was serving and coming to play a match on the Saturday. Maybe like Son Heung-min and that, bro. Coming match day in the
Oh man,
you're fucked.
Shearer's cold still.
What you have to respect Shearer for is that at the end of the day, right? Strikers doing what strikers do. At no matter, Premier League was top level then.
Yeah.
So like he's scoring goals.
He's put the numbers up.
The numbers up. But when we're talking about Henry and Aguero, we're talking about style, we're talking about everything else.
Absolutely.
For me, it's so tough. But
you know, if Aguero decides to stay in the Prem, he can beat Shearer's record.
Bro,
you know?
Yeah,
because he's been in the Prem going on. This is his 9th season, Aguero,
Yeah.
And let's say he adds another 20. Yeah. He's going to be about 70 something goals behind Shearer. If he wanted to stay another 4 seasons, 3 seasons, he'll break that.
If we put it this way,
the only way Aguero doesn't reach that is if Pep don't let him.
Yeah, but
or if he just wants to go to like
Boca
Juniors or something.
Aguero's clearing Henry this season. This is
no,
the season
easily. He'll probably do it in the next 2 weeks.
That's what I'm saying. This is the season that it happens. It happens this season. It's 5 goals. This is the season that it happens.
Man said he does it next week.
In 2 weeks, probably.
Yeah, what if they got a Norwich? A young 5-piece.
For real.
He's gonna catch. In the next season he'll catch Rooney, so he'll comfortably finish second at least. Aguero.
Rooney's the OG though, man.
At
He's
least.
got the assist.
And the thing is, the reason I'm so glad you mentioned Rooney is because Rooney always goes missing in this conversation. I said it last week. He's the only person that has 200 plus goals, 100 plus assists. And most of the time, like you've always said, and you've
0 golden boots.
But bro, like you said, there's been times where
Sacrifice.
he
That's what
was
I'll put it
not
down
the
to.
main striker at United.
Yeah.
He
I
was
think there
not.
was only one season
where he was
9-10 where he got like 35 goals, where he was like,
No,
Fergie
or
told him,
2011
I
as
want
well.
you to stay
the
in the
box.
box. Don't
The
leave
2
that.
seasons that he played as United's starting 9, he
cleared-
smashed it.
he cleared
He
it.
smashed
He cleared
it.
it.
Got player of the year as
So
well.
what's the conclusion on this?
I'll give it Henry. Oh, yeah, you can't.
I go
Henry
Henry
for me is the
1.
number 1, yeah. And Aguero's a close 2, but he's still building on his legacy. That's the
Yeah,
difference.
yeah.
I'm
So,
saying. By
okay,
the time
so
Aguero leaves,
Let
I
me
think
change.
he could surpass
Let me
Henry.
change the question. Let me change the question.
That's what I think.
Okay, let me change the
That's
question.
what I think.
No. Here we go. We're getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere now. What does Aguero have to do to surpass Henry's?
I mean, there's not much more that. What can he do?
'Cause the
He's
thing
done
is,
everything.
once
He has that
In 2 weeks.
one
In 2 weeks, he's done it.
30-plus season.
Bro, do you know what it is with Henry? Yeah, look, Henry was not only the best striker in the league,
He's
he's
the
the
best
best
player.
striker in the world. He was the best player in the league. Yeah.
He didn't win Ballon d'Or, did he?
What? In Henry's prime, who was better than Henry?
He was the best player in the world.
You know what?
Who was better than Henry in
This
his
is
prime?
random. This is so random, yeah.
Oh
This is-
my God! Nah. Look,
Shevchenko.
No.
R9
No,
he was
Ronaldo.
better than that
No,
man.
no, no,
Henry
no,
was
no.
Henry was
No,
better than that man.
No. Let me enlighten you something.
Are you mad?
I'm just naming
In
some
Henry's prime.
Are you mad?
In
Henry
Henry's
wasn't better than
prime-
Shevchenko. And then
Hey,
man,
Something.
don't disrespect
Wait,
Shevchenko.
R9's prime.
Shevchenko at
R9's
AC.
prime. Henry's prime didn't really. You
Let
know
me
what I
break-
mean? He was
let me-
injured
let
and
me
stuff.
break down
He's the
something.
only person that can
In
catch Henry.
Henry's prime. In Henry's
but he
prime,
was-
yeah.
I
It
can't
was
wait,
Henry
can't wait.
and it was Ronaldo. And you lot are not gonna buy into it, but let me tell you why. I remember clearly when they were putting them two up against each other and they're doing the Mercury vapor stuff, and it was like, yeah, you wear red, you wear blue. They were there. It was like they were headlining the franchise. It was those two. No, it was those two.
I hear
Other
you,
strikers
Do you
were
remember
in
that?
there.
Do you remember the Henry goal halfway line? Ran through the whole Madrid
Whole team.
leaving Ronaldo in the wait. That was the moment I was like,
In the
"Aight,
prime, it was
he's
them
better than him."
two clear.
Yeah.
It was them two clear.
Before. Okay, no, R9 is the only striker which I think can be debated with.
comfortably-
Personally, listen, the way
That
I
can
see it,
comfortably conversate.
the way I see it,
Better, not conversate. Better.
Okay,
That's
then
opinion.
R9 was banging.
That's opinion.
Old Trafford and that.
yeah, but Henry been doing these things
Didn't
there.
Henry
fam.
do
Like,
that at San Siro?
look,
and
like,
that picture's awful.
I'm just saying, and that pitch was awful, and that Inter team was actually quite decent.
Very
as well,
decent
but-
team.
I don't know. Like, for me,
It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
before Messi, Ronaldo, and that before they start doing things,
It was
the
Henry.
four like mythical guys were
Henry, R9,
Zidane, and Ronaldinho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The man was like they were.
Yeah.
No,
Figo
on
was no.
their level.
No.
Figo was level,
He's
but he
not
was
on their
Figo
level.
wasn't in that.
Zidane,
That's like saying-
Ronaldinho,
that is like
Ronaldo,
Henry.
Henry.
No.
We're
They're
That
the
is like-
kings of
they-
ball, bro.
Saying
They
Figo
was-
is like saying Ribery's Ronaldo and
Yeah,
them man.
100%.
It's not. He
100%.
wasn't.
That's
Figo
what
wasn't.
Figo is.
Figo wasn't in.
Figo's like the
Figo's
Ribery
market.
Robben.
He
Figo,
wasn't in the
Ronaldo,
upper
and Messi.
echelon. Like he wasn't.
I
He wasn't in the upper. He wasn't there. He wasn't there.
Figo.
Winning Ballon d'Ors when them man were around.
He wasn't.
Yeah. You know, Figo only won that because Zidane got disciplinary.
There is.
Now,
There
that's
is.
the reason.
This is
That's
it.
what I'm gonna say.
Because of
Discipline.
HR issues. That's
You know
why
what
he
I'm trying to
wasn't.
say? Listen, Figo is hard, yeah, but Figo, as you said, Figo is like the Robin to Ronaldo
he's
and
the
Messi.
Ribery. He wasn't in the
He
upper
wasn't.
echelon.
Come on, he's not
wasn't-
Henry
Nah,
Ronaldinho.
bro.
Come
wasn't there.
on.
He weren't there.
But tell you
Figo's
what,
cold though.
There's
but
one
he
thing.
was.
There's
He was
one
cold.
thing left that we need to discuss this week. We're running a bit of time. Samuel Etoo has announced his retirement.
Legend.
Never forget that.
Sick guy. Yeah, but you remember what happened? 'Cause
Legend.
Remember when Jose said that he doesn't know his age?
Yeah.
That's why he did it.
That's mad.
That's mad. But
Jose
speaking
been a
about-
snake, fam.
I think he's the
Been a
is he the
snake.
first person. Is he the he's the only player to win what's it called? Back-to-back trebles. Was it 3 times?
Yeah,
he
Inter
did it
and
three.
Barca and
he
Inter.
did it.
Yeah,
He did it twice. Yeah.
That's
He's played under
The two.
Mourinho
the two
and Pep.
monsters.
Which one does he prefer? Mourinho.
Yeah, character-wise.
Character-wise, he
Who
prefers
did
Mourinho.
he perform better under?
What?
Pep or Jose? Who do you perform better under?
When he sacrificed?
No, but
into
who did
Milan
he perform
to
better
knock
under?
Barcelona around the
He
semi-final in the Camp
He
Nou?
was better under
Boy, I
Pep than he
respect
was
it.
under Jose. Come on, man.
Ibra rates Jose more than
Hey,
What?
I'm just saying.
But listen-
Ibra rates Jose more.
You know what it is? Them man are real men. Pep like
Schoolboys.
Schoolboys. Yeah.
Yeah,
Pep,
yeah,
Pep,
yeah.
Pause.
Huh? Like Raz. Yeah. Oh, Raz's a real man, fam. Raz's a real man. Real man.
But yeah,
yourself there.
but guy did everything, man.
We need
Like,
to give him his clout,
22
man.
trophies, Champions League won it 3 times, the Liga 3 times, AFCON twice, 1 Serie A, Olympic gold, 2 Copa del Reys.
When he burst on the scene.
All-time scorer for Cameroon as well.
All-time
two goals in the Champions League finals.
There's an
Listen,
argument.
United.
For
There's
me,
an argument that he's Africa's greatest player.
I've said
Definitely
that.
is.
There's an argument.
Second.
Behind who?
I same
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Heart dropped. Heart dropped.
Coming
Hey,
down, gonna be like, no.
nah, don't. Let's allow George Weah, fam. Allow George Weah.
Stop it.
Allow George Weah.
Stop it.
Etoo is the GOAT.
Stop it.
No, in our generation, it has to be that.
I'm going Etoo.
Etoo is the GOAT.
Etoo burst on the scene with them sleeveless Cameroon tops, yeah, and won the AFCON in 2002. Put himself on the map. Started his career in Madrid, became a Barca legend. Back-to-back trebles. Went to Chelsea, still proved he
That
still
he can
got a little
score
bit in the
goals.
tank. Yeah.
Gave him a free
Went
piece
outside
that
after
night.
that. Went outside after that. Nah, you got
No, but he
hatched
gave them
the
man a
debut
free
when he
piece.
got that first start
Giving
against
United a
United.
free piece
One,
is amazing.
Who was our manager?
bro.
David Moyes, come on. That's
Hey,
Listen, man.
David
Free
Moyes.
piece.
fam.
He gave you a free piece.
James
It's a free
Beattie
piece.
grabs hat tricks against David Moyes and
Nah,
that.
but
Come
for
on,
me,
man.
the one thing I'll always love Etoo for, breaking Arsenal hearts 2006.
You're a hater.
You're a
Bro,
hater. You're a hater.
when
That's why I
he
love
did
Salah
that,
breaking Spurs' hearts.
I swear to you, I will
2019.
forever be indebted to Etoo for that.
Do you know what? I give him
I
respect.
couldn't
for
let that happen.
I give him.
You're a hater.
when-
I
couldn't let that
You know, when you talk
happen.
about legends, right? You always talk about
Greatness.
legacy, right? Samuel Eto's legacy is probably like people won't even recognize it.
It's
but
better than most.
better than most, but the influx of African ballers now is because of him. Most of these dons that are going to Barcelona now is through his academy thing.
Yeah.
Most of the African players balling in La Liga now is because of him.
Traore come through his thing, innit?
Yeah. So it's not he went through the door and opened up the
It's
door.
Traore, bro.
Yeah, man.
He should
No,
be
no.
playing for the New England Patriots. That guy's
He's a
done out
sprinter,
here,
bro.
fam.
What, Asian boy?
Some
wide
Like
receiver.
Antonio Brown and that.
Tom Brady
Nah,
things, bro.
yeah, go on. Finish your point.
But yeah, I think if you just look at his career, man, illustrious career. He went outside yet, but at the end of the day,
I think that's it.
sometimes you gotta chase
he
the check.
fucked himself up after Inter. I feel like he was just chasing the bag, going Russia, going.
But there's a
Qatar,
trend though. Look about
going,
it.
like
Most-
after Chelsea,
Yeah.
if he called it quits after there, everyone holds their toe as the
You
greatest.
know the reason why I can't hate on him because all African greats
No one was
Yeah.
around.
do
on
this.
TV,
But
with
yeah,
black
Oh,
and white.
every African great player gets to the point where they say, you know what?
I need the
to
money.
chase the
Yeah,
Why do you keep doing this?
Why does these guys some racist you? Hey, listen,
racist.
listen. When you think about like when you talk about, we were just talking about strikers like
Yeah.
Henry, Shevchenko. All these names come, but the one that never gets mentioned is
Etoo.
Etoo.
It should.
It's
Yeah,
because
it should
surely
be.
it's because he's African.
100%.
It's because
I
he's
think
African.
he gets
No, but
slighted.
I
Is
think
it-
as well. I think it's the same thing with Yaya thing. Remember that season that Yaya had, and everyone just pushed it to the side. Like Yaya wasn't the best centre mid for 2 years.
Yeah.
And let's
'Cause,
not
like, from
forget, Etoo
06
has been doing it.
06 to 09,
Before.
he was there.
He was up there with
Henry,
one as the best.
Shevchenko, all of them man had fallen off. R9, he was arguably
still there.
the best
R9.
striker.
Who? R9.
R9
You mean
Ronaldo,
Etoo?
like 06
Oh,
to
yeah,
09.
okay, cool, yeah.
Them man weren't as
Weren't
active.
about.
They were falling off.
Etoo
He was
was
still
still
the main
there.
man. Zlatan was coming of age. Adriano was still popping in. I don't
And
know why
Etoo-
he doesn't get the accolades.
Yeah, what you're saying exactly. He been doing it before this Messi era as well.
100%.
He's been doing like killing goals for
Multiple
Barcelona, so-
clubs as well. That's
Yeah.
something we slap
That's
Messi
crazy.
for. But listen, another episode, man. Stoppage Time TV.
Okocha's the best actually, by the way.
Bolton? Stop it. You
PSG.
Nigerians.
PSG.
You Nigerians are taking this
PSG.
too far. Stop
But
it.
listen, Stoppage Time on SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube. Subscribe. Send us in your thoughts. You're mad. JJ Okocha's a baller. Forget
Nah,
about this
man.
Bolton thing.
Not the all-time, though,
Somalia
man.
won a game, fam. Tell us about it.
Oh yeah,
Somali-
oi,
Listen,
Somalia finally.
Well done.
And they
Oh,
scored. And
I didn't
he
even
scored a
say
header.
what I was gonna
He
say.
scored a header. He scored a header.
Scored a header.
I told you I'm a Somalilander. Yeah.
Say what? You're not repping for
But
Somalia.
Just say
You
it.
have to-
All right. I'll tap my people. Well done. 1-0. We're proud.
Shout out Mason Mount on his debut.
And that's another episode. We're out.